recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Gotmark76 this week, 1990. You can call me the Black Scorpion. You and I have a past. You and I have been both enemies and allies. I knew you more intimately than some of your closest friends.
And welcome to World Championship Wrestling. We have a great show lined up for you today. We begin things with tag team action as Wildfire, Tommy Rich, and the Z-Man take on the newcomers, the Nasty Boys. The Nasty Boys, very impressive in the early going since arriving here in World Championship Wrestling. A big elbow by Brian Knobbs. Another elbow, and the Z-Man in trouble. The Z-Man and Tommy Rich, of course, shooting up the rankings in the tag team division after a non-title victory over the World Tag Team Champions Doom. They lost that World Tag Team title match against Doom, but they are still in the top contenders. And great double team maneuver on the part of the Z-Man and Wildfire Tommy Rich. Oh, but a big thunderous clothesline by Brian Knobbs takes down the former world champion. We have a great show lined up for you today. Of course, the entire world is talking about that mysterious video that Sting got at the end of last week's program. The Black Scorpion, as he calls himself, setting up somewhat of a gauntlet for Sting. He has 3 men lined up to take Sting on, and if Sting gets through the 3 men, he will face the Black Scorpion himself. And one would say, okay, that's a challenge, that's a game, I guess, but that's not even the end game. The Black Scorpion apparently has somebody lined up that he's calling Sting's ultimate demise to take the World Heavyweight Championship. And I have not seen or heard from Sting all week to get his thoughts on this challenge by the Black Scorpion as Jerry Sags nails a shoulder block from the second turnbuckle, and that stunned Rich, but Rich makes a tag, and here comes the Z-Man. But the Z-Man caught by an elbow with Jerry Sags. Of course, our big main event, Stan Hansen and Paul Orndorff in the best of 7 series. Stan Hansen leads that series 2 matches to 1, and Sags climbing the top rope has Z-Man lined up and nails a splash from the top rope. Jerry Sags is about 280 pounds, and he flew off that top rope. And a big spike DDT, and down goes Z-Man, and Z-Man in trouble. Z-Man is hurt. Sags lines up the Z-Man, nails an elbow from the top. Hooks the leg, that has to be it. 1, 2, and 3. No, broken up by Rich. Broken up by Rich, but Z-Man's not moving. Sags discards Tommy Rich on the outside, goes for the cover again. The Z-Man's not moving. I think this is it. It's over. And I think the Nasty Boys have injured the Z-Man. The Z-Man's lying motion. He is not moving, fans. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. I sure hope that Tom Zink is okay. I think it was right there, that spike DDT planted Tom Zink. And the elbow did no favors. That was across the chest. Tommy Rich made the save, but he only delayed the inevitable. As Sags quickly disposed of Tommy Rich. There it is, that big right hand. And Sags went back for the cover on the Z-Man, who hasn't moved. And if I can get an update on the condition of the Z-Man, I will be sure to pass it along. Fans, I am being told that we have yet another message from the Black Scorpion. We're going to go to a pre-recorded message from the Black Scorpion. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout.
Sting, will you play my game? Will you accept your fate? September 7th, Clash of the Champions, Mountain Madness. Will you take on the first of my 3 minions? Oh, Sting, ha ha ha. Do you know who I am? Of course you do, but of course you do not. I'll give you one more hint. Fresno, 1986. Have you figured it out yet? Of course not, haha. But if you beat my first minion at Clash of the Champions, you will be one step closer to finding out who I am. But remember, Sting, it doesn't matter who I am. It matters who I'm guiding to take your world title. My first henchman and I will see you at the Clash. Ha ha ha.
And welcome back to World Championship Wrestling. Another mysterious video sent from the Black Scorpion challenging Sting to take on the first of 3 minions at Clash of the Champions, and we still have not heard or seen Sting all week. If we have any information, we will be sure to pass it on. And speaking of information, this past Saturday night in Philadelphia, the U.S. Tag Team Championship was on the line as the Midnight Express defended against Rick and Scott, the Steiner brothers. We have the closing moments of that match coming up next. Was history made? Stay tuned to find out. And here are highlights from this past Saturday night. In Philadelphia, our cameras were on hand as the Steiner brothers have been challenging the Midnight Express for the U.S. Tag Team Championship all across the country. And as you can see, this was a very hard-fought match. Both teams giving it their all. They know that the U.S. Tag Team Champions are the #1 contenders to the World Tag Team Championship, currently held by Doom. Beautiful face buster by Beautiful Bobby took down Scott Steiner. The fans in Philly were on their feet. As you can see, hardly anyone sitting down. Rick Steiner having a little bit of a hard time, but was able to connect on those right hands. But Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton came to fight. They have been defending the U.S. Tag Team Championships against any and all comers. Drops a fist across the head of Rick Steiner. There are few teams in this business better than the Midnight Express. One could argue that the Steiner brothers are one of those teams. But this was a back and forth match this past Saturday in Philadelphia. As Rick Steiner with a back body drop took Lane up and over. And I thought it was over right there. That belly-to-belly suplex took Lane over. Bob Eaton distracting the referee, preventing him from making the count. and it was broken up as Lane barely got his right shoulder off the mat. And as the referee went to take out Scott Steiner, Stan Lane took advantage. And here's that great double team maneuver, the high-low, took down Rick. And again, I thought it was all over here. They had already nailed the rocket launcher. Beautiful Bobby did not go for the pinfall, and that continued this match. Rolling out of the way, and a backslide had Beautiful Bobby pinned, but it was broken up by Stan Lane as Scott takes out Lane, and all four men in the ring. The referee started to lose some control of this matchup. And again, Beautiful Bobby missed in the corner, and that gave a chance for Rick Steiner to mount some more offense, as Rick Steiner nailed a drop kick from that second turnbuckle. And you can see that this match has taken its toll on the Steiner brothers, as Rick went for the cover, would not get him this time. And a beautiful overhead belly-to-belly suplex back into the ring. Rick Steiner went for the cover, and I thought it was all over here. Beautiful Bobby kicking out at the last second. Rick Steiner did not know what to do, so he thought he would tag in his brother Scott. Now keep in mind, Scott Steiner was trying to recover on the outside as Eaton caught that scissor drop kick, taking down Scott Steiner. Had the submission maneuver locked in. If it wasn't for Rick breaking it up, Scott may have tapped out. And Rick Steiner going to work on Beautiful Bobby as his brother Scott is reeling on the inside of the ring. And as you can see, this back and forth contest was anybody's for the taking. Scott went for the cover, would not get him thanks to Stan Lane breaking up the pinfall. Scott trying to get his brother out of the ring so he wouldn't get disqualified, but that gave Beautiful Bobby a chance to hit a bridge suplex. And then Beautiful Bobby went up top, his second home, and he went for the flying elbow, but Scott had moved out of the way, and that had given the Steiner brothers back the momentum. Beautiful tilt-a-whirl power slam. And Scott was in control, would work over Beautiful Bobby. Again, Midnight Express, Steiner brothers, both teams very much in this match. A back and forth contest to say the least. And every time Scott Steiner went to go on the offense, Beautiful Bobby countered. And of course, Stan Lane getting involved. A great double team of the Midnight Express, working to their advantage. And this match really could have gone either way. But then Scott Steiner nailed the Frankensteiner, went for the cover. The referee counted 1, 2, and 3. And the Steiner brothers walk out of Philadelphia, the United States Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. So the Midnight Express go into Philadelphia, the champions. They leave the former champions. The Steiner brothers are the new U.S. Tag Team Champions. Anytime the NWA and World Championship Wrestling come to your hometown, you may just witness history, as the fans in Philadelphia did this past Saturday night. Fans will be back with more World Championship Wrestling, and I'm being told that Sting will answer the challenge of the Black Scorpion. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And welcome back to World Championship Wrestling. Sting has accepted the challenge of the Black Scorpion and will take on the Black Scorpion's first minion in 2 weeks' time at the Clash of the Champions Fall Brawl Mountain Madness. So if Sting can get a victory over this first minion, or henchman as Sting calls it, let's face it, he's a henchman, then Sting will become one step closer to finding out just who the Black Scorpion is, and one step closer to finding out who the Black Scorpion has lined up to take Sting's world title. And two men battling it out for a chance at the U.S. title are in the ring right now. Stan Hansen with a big boot takes down Mr. Wonderful. This is a best of 7 series between these two men, with the winner facing the U.S. Heavyweight Champion for a title match. And Stan Hansen leads the series 2-1. Mr. Wonderful looking to tie it up. And Orndorff with a submission maneuver on Stan Hansen, but Hansen fights his way out of it, nicely done by the lariat. Runs, charges, and takes down Orndorff. And Hansen staying on top of Mr. Wonderful. These matches between Paul Orndorff and Stan Hansen have been so physical. I mean, go back to the Great American Bash in July. They were fighting all over the arena, physical. I mean, Hansen attacked Orndorff with weapons at ringside. They fought in the locker room. They fought in the garage. And Hansen now working over Orndorff, thinks it's over, rolls him over, referee out of position, counts 1, 2, and no, Orndorff barely gets his shoulder up. Hansen was one split second away from taking a very commanding 3-1 lead, but Orndorff trying to fight back. Orndorff knows what's at stake here. Orndorff knows in order to be considered for a world title match, he needs to get a U.S. title match, and the DDT takes down Stan Hansen. And Orndorff, who came to the aid of Sting back in June, they formed the Dudes with Attitudes, and he said he is always happy to help a friend But he wants to win championships, and you can't blame him. I think if all is said and done and Paul Orndorff wins this Best of 7 series, that he matches up very well with either Lex Luger or Ric Flair, whoever the U.S. champion should be, as he goes for the cover here. Referee counts 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Hansen. And that was close too. So Paul Orndorff does match up well with either Lex Luger or Ric Flair. And a short arm clothesline takes down Stan Hansen. And Orndorff now calling for the pile driver. Could it be? He's setting Hansen up, picks him up, and spikes him down to the mat. Will Orndorff tie this up? Goes for the cover. The referee counts 1, 2, and 3. No, Hansen kicks out. Hansen kicked out of the pile driver. I do not believe it. Orndorff going for the cover again. 1, 2, and 3. No again. Oh, I don't blame Orndorff for going for the cover again. Maybe it was pure luck that Hansen kicked out. But Orndorff wisely staying on top of Hansen. Doesn't argue with the referee about the cadence of the count or anything. Orndorff knows it's a stake here and misses a splash. And Hansen moves out of the way. And now Hansen, oh, there's a lariat! Takes down Orndorff. That's how Hansen won the last 2 matches. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. No, Orndorff kicks out. Orndorff kicks out and Hansen can't believe it. Goes for the cover again. Orndorff pins 1, 2, and 3. No. Orndorff kicks out again. Both men hitting their signature finishing maneuvers. And both men kicking out. Both men want a shot at the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. That's what they're fighting for here. The Best of 7 series is delivering like World Championship Wrestling. No one in Orndorff with a roll-up, but Hansen makes it to the ropes. Orndorff now trying to fight back, throws Hansen into the ropes, off in the big boot, takes down Hansen. And Orndorff trying to get the crowd here at center stage to rally and support him. Picks up Hansen. Setting him up for another pile driver. No, rams Hansen's head down to the mat. Throws Hansen into the corner and charges with a series of left and right hands. Orndorff now with a giant head toss. Throws Hansen 3/4 across the ring. Drops the leg. Orndorff in control. Goes for the cover. Will he tie it up? 1, 2, and 3. No, again. Hansen kicks out. Stan Hansen kicks out. And both men taking the punishment from the other as Orndorff throws Hansen into the turnbuckle. The referee goes down and Orndorff falls up with a clothesline. Orndorff goes for the cover, but the referee was down. Referee slowly getting back to his feet. Orndorff has Hansen pinned. 1, 2, and a kick out by Hansen. And the referee inadvertently getting taken out may have cost Mr. Wonderful the match. Owen Hansen out of nowhere with a big body blow takes down Orndorff. Hansen now dragging Orndorff to the... Wait, Hansen going for the cover, has his feet on the ropes. 1, and a kick out of 1 by Orndorff. Orndorff for the schoolboy has Hansen pinned, and no. Hansen makes it to the ropes. A back and forth match, just like the previous matches between these two men. As Hansen catches with a gut-wrench slam, down goes Orndorff. And drops the elbow for good measure. And Hansen may have Orndorff where he wants him. Drops another elbow and Orndorff is in trouble. Can Stan Hansen hit another lariat? Because he is setting up Orndorff for that maneuver. And now Hansen with a side headlock on Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. As Orndorff really needs to dig down deep if he's going to look to tie this series up at 2. Stan Hansen in control, but again, these two men have been battling back and forth so much that It doesn't matter who's in control because that person doesn't always win the contest. As Hansen nails a knee drop, now a stomp to the face. But Orndorff sweeps the leg of Hansen, trying to make a comeback. Orndorff picks up Hansen, throws him into the ropes, and a big boot takes down Hansen again. Orndorff picks up Hansen. Oh, and Orndorff was going for another schoolboy. There it is, a schoolboy! Has Hansen pinned, but Hansen makes it to the ropes. Oh, and a big right hand blocked by Hansen nails Orndorff into the corner. But oh, Hansen walked into a knee. Orndorff now back in control. And a series of lefts and rights. And another giant head toss out of the corner. Hansen goes flying. Orndorff picks up Hansen. Has him up. And a big power slam down to the mat goes Hansen. Orndorff now in control. Too weary to pin. Hansen does. Hooks a leg. Referee counts. 2. And no, a kick out by Hansen. Orndorff now picking up Hansen, setting him up for another pile driver. He has him up and spikes him down. Hansen's not moving. Orndorff goes for the cover. Will this be at 1, 2, and 3? And Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff has tied the best of 7 series. What a back and forth physical match this is. Just like every other contest these two men have had. They have nailed each other with every maneuver that they have in their arsenal, and both men kicked out. It took 2 pile drivers to put away Stan Hansen. But Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff with a big victory here, and this series is even, and this best of 7 has now come down to a best of 3. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. And again, Hansen could not believe that Orndorff kicked out of the lariat, but he did. Just like Hansen kicked out of the first pile driver. And I thought this was Orndorff getting screwed. He had Hansen pinned, but the referee was knocked down, and he still almost pinned Hansen there. And I just thought that luck was not on Orndorff's side when that happened. But I proved to be wrong, as Paul Orndorff has tied this series at 2 matches apiece. Fans, we thank you for tuning in to World Championship Wrestling. And what an episode this week was, as Sting answers the Black Scorpions challenge and Orndorff ties up the series. Until next time, we'll see you at the matches. Goodbye, everybody.